Yes, girly pops. It's Finny. I'm back with another reaction video. Oh boy. First, before I get into it, I just gotta show off the best shirt that that I own. It is this nightmare piece that says, "Stop, I can't fight you right now. I'm pregnant." The dad, Nicholas D. Wolfwood, and then it says slut up here. I'm sorry for all my like Trigun fans out there. That is my favorite shirt that I own. Anyways, so we have a mess to get into. Oh my god. Things just like are so weird all the time on in girl worlds. Like it never stops. So first, I just want to give a shout out to the sources here. One, Despectful Moments on Instagram. They always have like an archive of what's going on in girl world, and it's like Amberlynn stuff. So that's great. Two, Apathetic Facts, because some of the stuff on Despectful Moments is from them. And then three is Amberlynn's own Instagram, which you can go follow if you want to, but I'm not gonna link it. No free promo for her here. Um, so it's been a little bit wild because all of a sudden, like, Emily came back in the picture to make some comments, and Alexis, her irrelevant ass, had to hop in and talk about stuff. And of course, that caused Amber to like spiral a little bit. So I have my Instagram up from Despectful Moments, and this is sort of what kind of started the whole ball rolling. Was this from Emily's Instagram slash Tommy, whatever. Like, you know how I feel about that whole thing. So this post was made by Tommy, and it says, "It's hard to accept the loss of something so profound, losing a love that wasn't just about being together, but about truly belonging to each other. It was a world that only we knew, a space where I never had to question how deeply I was loved. Being with you was the safest, warmest feeling I've ever known, and nothing in this world will ever replace that. Lately, my mind keeps pulling me back to the moments that changed everything, because I remember it all. The moments when I could still reach for you in a world that now feels so unfamiliar. Losing you wasn't just losing someone I loved, it was losing the love of my life. You are still with me, not in the way I wish you were, but in the way I feel you every single day. In the signs you send me, in the way your voice still plays in my head saying, 'Good morning, my love,' like you always did. I hold you in the places I still expect to find you, in the spaces you left behind, in the ache that never really goes away. There's been so much noise, so much outside judgment, so much that has tried to rewrite our story, but they don't know. They never knew. Our love was ours, and it was real. And no matter what anyone says, no matter what happens, that love remains. It lives in me. It lives in the people who truly knew us. It lives in every place where I still feel you. I miss you, Colleen, my princess girl, more than I will ever be able to say. My love for you will never fade, not in this time, lifetime, or any other." Okay, so this was actually uploaded beforehand. This is an edited post, and as you can see, that people said, I don't know if it's Colleen or Colleen, but it was edited. And I'm pretty sure that Amber thought at first that this post was about her. So, I think Emily went back to edit it and make it very clear that it was about Colleen and not about Amber. I I also think other people probably speculated it as well. And like, first, I am very sorry for the loss for Colleen and her family and loved ones and friends and whatnot. And I am sorry to Emily for losing her partner. Um, I thought this was a little bit messy because I like not that I think that Emily should have to sort of cater her things towards the Amberlynn audience or Girl World audience, but I think that she knows that this thing without really clarifying, people would speculate that it's about Amber. So I thought that was whew. So that got the ball rolling. So then we're gonna move over to this because I took a little screenshot of, or not screenshot, screen record of Amber's Instagram, and she had quite a bit to say on there on like her Instagram story or whatever. This is her Instagram. If you want to follow it, that is your funeral, I guess. But anyways, here we go. We're gonna discuss it. So she did a Q&A because this is what she does when she leaves YouTube. Like she pops onto Instagram and does this because she really can't stay away.
I'm done with relationships. I am going to be single for the rest of my life.
That's so funny because she says this after every relationship. She always says, "I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. I'm never going to find a love again. I'm never going to," and then like a week later there's someone new.
Oh, for sure, because that's not the stuff she was saying to me 3 nights ago.
I don't know. They're both really messy, so I can't really say for sure one way or another that like Tommy wasn't talking to her. I know a lot of people speculated that they were still together through this whole thing, but I think Amber is such a narcissist that if someone was to really attack her and to belittle her in public, kind of like what Tommy is doing, because Tommy is coming out being like, listen, this relationship sucked, basically, like in some of her comments, um, saying that she was like manipulated and that she, that Colleen is her actual love, that she lost her love, that she moved on too fast afterwards, which yeah, she probably did. And like Amberlynn's just a rebound. I don't think that Amberlynn's personality would allow Tommy to say such things and not spiral like she is right now.
So during my YouTube break, I am actually coming
Oh, sorry, I'm like peeking out. I guess she's like really loud in these. I didn't realize that. Let's try turning her down a little bit.
up with a whole YouTube schedule, and that is going to be in there somewhere.
See, and these are the things that like drive me insane. She says she's going to take a break and she's going to do this and she's going to do that and she's going to prioritize her mental health and get better and oh, now I'm doing DBT therapy instead of EMDR and all these things and it's just, you know, it's just a ploy. She's going to come back when she needs the money. And hey, no shame in that. We all need money, especially in this economy. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Right now, everyone needs their bag. Everyone needs coinage. Everyone needs to do what they got to do to get by. And I'm not going to knock her for doing that herself, especially since she has no transferable skills. So, you know, her working as a like not even a PCA because she really wasn't a PCA. I can't even call her that because what Destiny did was a PCA. She like actually went and assisted people with changing and showering and clothing and all that stuff. But I think Amber was more of like an OA, like an office assistant or like a secretary, which hey, I am not saying anything bad about being a secretary, okay? Working in the medical field, I will tell you something. Secretaries are my lifeline. If you are nice to a secretary, if you are treat them with the respect that they deserve, they will do anything to help you out and they hold so much power. So I respect secretaries so much. And thank you to all the secretaries out there who have helped me throughout my career because without you, I don't think I would have gotten some of the prescriptions that my people so desperately needed. But anyway, I think that's sort of what her job was because she was always in that little like alcove. She couldn't touch medication, which makes sense. You would probably have to be like a technician or an MA or something like that to be able to dispense, like a pharmacy tech, to dispense medication. But she just sat in that little alcove. She sometimes like was a sitter for the clientele in that nursing home, but she never really did anything to assist them. So she really doesn't have any transferable skills. She doesn't have a college degree, which is so unfortunate that like nowadays everyone needs to have a fucking college degree. But she doesn't have that, so she can't use like a degree as a bartering chip to be like, well, at least I have an associate's degree or a bachelor's or whatever, and a place could use that. No, she has nothing, so she'll be back on YouTube soon, I guarantee it.
So I will literally never be able to listen to Chapel Roan ever again because music for me holds so many memories. So it's all tainted.
Okay, like I understand that, and there have been plenty of things that were ruined for me for a long time because of things I went through. Soul Eater was one of them. I could not watch Soul Eater for the longest time, and one day I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take back, these memories, and I forgot just how much I absolutely loved Soul Eater. So I took it back, and I felt much better about it.
So much wonderful music is now completely tainted for me. I genuinely, from the depth of my soul, am not that type of person.
Girl, I'm gonna get in real close when I say this, Amber. You are 110% that type of person, and you have been for a long, long time. You have been that type of girl since Casey, since before that. You have been dishing out things on people for a long time, and it's usually you who initiates it. With Casey, it was Rain and Petals eavesdrop. I used the wrong word. With Crystal, you don't really talk to Crystal anymore, huh? And the only reason you haven't talked about her much is because Crystal has done absolutely nothing to you. Like, there is nothing that she has done that you could possibly come out and say, well, Crystal did this. So, there's that. With Destiny, you were on her like a spider monkey all the time, 24/7, even in front of her other partner at the time. Like, and then when y'all had your friendship falling out, you mutually went back and forth at each other. But you brought up some really serious stuff and said it was tea. And then with Beck, God knows you couldn't keep your mouth shut with Beck. Not even once. You literally could not keep your mouth shut about that person at all. Jade, yeah, we all know because after we found out that the breakup was not mutual, that Jade wanted out really bad, you were the one who decided to come on here and say that, like, oh, it wasn't great. And then Erica, which I guess will include, even though that's not a real relationship, you're the other woman. And then you spoke badly and tried to blame it on Salty Crab, who you pretended you didn't know recently. You tried to blame it on Salty Crab that people figured it out as if you weren't dropping hints and whatnot to who it was. And then this most recent one, oh yeah, you're gonna spiral. You're gonna drop something. Oh, and we'll throw in Alexis there. Not a relationship, but a friendship. You absolutely were trash to her too. And I don't like Alexis at all whatsoever. I'm not even on Alexis's side on like anything. Like almost nothing. Except the fact that you were trash. So
But it seems like I keep getting mixed up with the wrong fucking people. Like, I'm just done. Like, I don't want any friends. I don't want any girlfriends. Nothing.
you don't really have any friends and you don't have a girlfriend. And that is 100% on you. That has to do with your personality. That has to do with the trash you talk all the time about others. That has to do with you, boo boo.
I'm done with everyone and everything. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I genuinely don't. And it's like, I think the craziest part is like that was in response to me saying that I miss her. I didn't even say anything bad about her. I've never said anything bad about her. I have stuck by her side. I have stuck up for her. I have lied for her. I have been there for her. But Amberlynn's just a master manipulator.
So I will say that, yeah, she definitely did stick up and lie for her and all this stuff, stuck by Emily, like, through everything, which was stupid, Amber. I hope you see how stupid that was. For someone you met on, like, TikTok or whatever, who was a feeder, like, hello? Of course. Like, what were you expecting? You're expecting someone who had just gotten tragically lost their partner. I was going to say gotten out of a relationship, but not really. Like, she tragically lost her partner. And then, you're fitting into the size that she really likes to follow on Instagram. You're fitting into that like box of, ooh, this is, it's just like someone who, if you're wearing latex all the time and someone who likes latex is like, ooh, I want to hook up with this person. I think you really made it so Tommy would be in a relationship with you. We've seen you do it with Beck. So and we've seen you do it sort of with Jade. I like not the Jade in the beginning, but like I think during the time, but Jade got out of there. Um, but I don't think Tommy was ever looking for this serious relationship. And I think you were, and I think you guys just never really discussed it. And then by the time that you kind of could, everything had already hit the fan. So,
I'm just the fucking wizard of manipulation. I'm going to be the professor at the manipulation college. Like, what the fuck ever. So, answering this question completely honestly and transparent, I feel broken. I feel lost. I feel hurt. I feel confused. I feel like I don't know what to do with my life. I feel like I don't know who I am. And I don't know. I just want to feel better. I want to be better.
I feel like sometimes with her, especially with like the whole mental health stuff, and we're going to get into that. Oh, don't you worry, we're going to get into that because she says some shit later and it pissed me off. As someone who is neurodivergent, as someone who has, like I said, who shares some diagnoses with Amber, as someone who's been diagnosed later in life with things, I just, oh, she really pisses me off. And like, I'll tell you something. Like within, I'm gonna say that like being neurodivergent is kind of like being in a community, because a lot of times people who are neurodivergent understand each other better and understand that some of the things we do are not, they're part of our issues, and we try better understand them, and we try to be a little more um, open open and honest about what's going on. But I feel like sometimes there are people who are, I don't want to say neurotypical, but I guess like, not saying that Amber is neurotypical. She is not by any means. But there are people who are either neurotypical or they want to have certain disorders, and they'll say things or do things that are textbook, but I wouldn't ever really describe as being like someone who's actually in the throes of this disorder or whatever. Like, there's so many things out there, and I feel like sometimes people look it up, and I think Amber does this a lot. They'll look it up and they'll say, oh, some of these things fit me. And then they just get in this mindset or adopt this personality that's like, oh, that's 100% me. This is me. I'm this. So, and now I had a terrible therapist when I was younger, when I was like 17. Actually, I might have been even younger. I think I was like 16. And it was when I was first diagnosed with clinical depression. I think it's now called major depressive disorder. And I was very, very deep in it. I was unmedicated and I was just having like the worst time of my life. It was junior year of high school. And he basically told my mom that she had to be careful with me because I would have a tendency of becoming my disorder. And I thought that was awful at the time, but I do understand where some people do that, where they become their disorder. Um, I think he could have worded it better for a teenager, but as an adult, I understand it because I think Amberlynn does this. She is becoming BPD. She is becoming that. She's taking on that identity and saying, this is me. I'm BPD. I'm the representation of what BPD is, even though I don't know if she has it. But she is taking that on and she's using all the technical terms for it and she's using all of the diagnostic terms. And from what I see from my friends who have it and what I've seen in my life, it's just not how people function. So, who knows?
And I just feel like everything is just a lot. I know it's a lot easier said than done, but I know that I will be okay one day. I know that, like, this is just a bump in the road. It's just a fleeting moment. It's a very long fleeting moment, but I know that I'll be okay. And I
You
just
have a
want to say
million.
thank you guys so much for all the support lately. It's meant more to me than you know. Stuff like this, genuinely.
These people who like gas her up, get a fucking life. Honestly, these people gas her up and that just feeds into this like egomania that she has where it's like I am the strongest person. I am the strongest person. Amber, you've been through a lot. I'm not going to take that away from you. You've been through a lot in your childhood and that's, that sucks. Those are the foundations of your life and when those are cracked, it's difficult to get back. But for Christ's sake, they're like I just think this whole coming on here all the time and being a martyr is like, okay, we get it. Like, I don't come on here every time and talk about everything that I've been through and try and tell people, well, I have PTSD, so I'm gonna act a fool on camera. I'm gonna have a breakdown on camera. I'm gonna, you know, start screaming and yelling on camera. It's just whatever.
Genuinely makes me want to cry. I think I'm just trying to be strong. Maybe I'm trying to just like fake it till I make it type of deal. Because how I feel is, it's unmatched. And it's like, I can't stop crying. I literally can't stop crying. I don't know how my makeup's on. I don't know how.
'Cause you're not crying tears, girl. You're going. I can't believe it. I can't believe how good my makeup looks because I've been crying all day. Like, shall I get you your Oscar?
It looks so good because all I do is cry. Like, my face is swollen. Like, I just look like a
Your face is swollen because you eat so much sodium, girl. Like, from one sodium bitch to another. I get it.
wreck. Like, I saw my mom last night and she was like, Amberlynn, I have never seen you so depressed.
Your mom told you to get off the phone, too, on her Facebook.
And it just, like, broke my heart, really. Because, like, as a mother, I imagine that's, like, really hard to see, but, like, I'm really not that strong. um, I guess I try to be, but, like, I'm emotional, I'm sensitive, I'm a softie. Like,
I would say you're emotional. I would say you're sensitive to certain things, but not in the way that you're thinking, not in the like crying way, but you will go off if something just at the drop of a hat, you'll go off. And I do not think you're a softie. I think you're pretty hardened, to be honest. And Like, a lot of times I give personal anecdotes because it's just easier for me to relate. Um, I have gone through a lot and I became very hardened. And when I did, it really made it difficult. I opened up to no one, like, it was terrible. And I think that Amber has very much got this hard shell around her that she tries to pretend, like, she puts on a facade where she's this soft and gentle and whatever, but she's not. And you see it when people piss her off. She really goes for the throat. It's pretty nasty.
Like, and it's just like everything's a lot. It really is. So growing up, I was taught like don't trust anyone. Like, especially because of the life that I grew up in. Um and I think that just like recently in the last like few years, it has validated like don't trust anyone. No matter all of the pillow talks, the sweet nothings whispered into your ear, how much people can make you believe that you can trust them, don't do it because you can't. You can't trust anyone.
That's such a sad way to live, but she's been living that way for a long time. And I do understand having deep trust issues, but I'll tell you what, trying to live your life, there's a difference between being cynical and being aware and not immediately trusting everyone and then having zero trust. So Amber has had zero trust in anyone. She said it back in the Destiny era where she said she didn't trust Destiny, which is crazy work. But she does this to protect herself. It's like so no one gets in. And I think part of it, for some people, it's like you don't trust people because you don't want to be hurt again. And um, you don't want the same things that happened in your past to repeat. I think with her, it's really she doesn't want anyone to know some of the things about her that are less than savory. So she closes everyone off and she keeps them at arm's length, even if they are dating and romantic and intimate. She keeps them at arm's length. They don't know everything about her, but she knows everything about them.
That made me giggle. Thank you for that. Is it a superpower? Maybe. I
Oh,
don't
for
really
fuck's
know.
sake.
I think that I disassociate a bit.
Dissociate. And you do not dissociate, Amber. I promise you that dissociation is an actual psychological condition that people go through, including myself. And it is not something you have suffered with, or else you would absolutely know like what it felt like. And when you went over your BPD points, you did not discuss dissociation correctly. That is not dissociation. You don't know what it means. You can say you've distanced yourself from stuff, but it's not dissociation. So please stop using that term. And please, if you do use it, it's dissociate, not disassociate.
I cry a bit, try to block it out a bit, and I fake it till I make it a bit. But thank you for the compliment. No, because I'm going to be doing DBT therapy. And DBT therapy is actually made by someone with borderline personality disorder for people with borderline personality.
So, like, she's kind of right, but, like, also kind of wrong because the person who um, first, like, coined the term and first started using DBT therapy was a doctor, and she was actually diagnosed with schizophrenia. Though she says now she believes she probably had borderline personality disorder and was misdiagnosed, but she really was on the schizophrenic spectrum. So I did a Google search.
Disorder. So I'm actually genuinely so freaking excited, and I'm gonna tell you guys more about that in my new YouTube schedule coming up, which I'll let you guys know more about that soon too.
Oh, goody.
Yes, absolutely. I do not want to let my stream queens down. So I will still be doing my live on Tuesday night. So if you guys have not joined that, you definitely need to do that. Become a stream queen. Go to my channel, click the join button, and we're gonna be going live on Tuesday night.
Oh, so you can make money off of your stream queens and then also block people who speak about it, like Salty Crab. Uh-huh. Oh, also, apparently, like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, she did something with the ankle too. I think she took something down from his as well. So that's all I have to say. Sorry, that was vulgar. Um, People have the right to discuss your content. You put it out there, and people can discuss it. Salty Crab has never used like video clips, has never done a full stream of your stream, has never stream sniped you or whatever. None of that. You put it out there, you already made the money, you made the coin, you made the what you needed. So please hop off their dick.
Well, thank you. And even though I'm actually now single as fuck, I plan on literally being single forever.
I'm sorry. Now, I'm like from a distance, okay? I'm like looking at myself, I'm like, but I'm from a distance, and I stared right into the light, but I have my cell phone up here doing like, shining down. I mean, this camera is definitely not high def, or else you would see that I have very dry skin right here because I have eczema. But Ambi, half the time people are looking at you with a filter on. It is not truly what you look like, and we have seen that a million times from people's images of you out in public. And now, don't get me wrong, like I have old pictures and old videos and stuff of myself up, but I am still putting my face out there. Like, I'm rounder, I'm bigger. It's just what happens later in life. Um, but I don't know, sis. Sometimes I get a little like it weirds me out a little bit when people are like, "Oh my God, you're so hot," and it's like 10 layers of filters. It just feels disingenuous, and I feel bad because that's such a self-esteem thing.
I'm gonna be one of them old women with the cats and the chihuahua and just like,
Cats plural, ma'am? Cats plural? I don't think so, ma'am. You should never have another animal after what has happened with multiple cats on your account. Please, please, you literally like gave up Jax, you gave up Scarlet. Jax may have been Destiny's mother's cat. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure because she was always like, "Oh, Jax is my cat," but she says that about everyone. But you gave up Scarlet, you gave up Jax, you lost Rarity. You treat Wasabi like, well, we saw how you used to treat Wasabi, like throwing him all over the place. You should never have a cat again. Like honestly, actually, I you should never have a pet again, cause yeah, you're just not a good pet owner.
living my own life over here, watching Big Brother on this in the summertime, Grey's Anatomy in the fall. Like that's gonna be my life. Nope, absolutely sober. I have not done Delta 8 since I got COVID. I'm
Which, like, I thought she was quitting Delta 8 like a long time ago, but I guess she like started it up again. And once more, sis, you have a problem with overeating. Do I have to spell this out for you? You said that Delta 8 gives you the munchies. Why?
too scared now because of my lungs. I will say my breathing is a lot better now. But I was thinking about having a little drinky drink. I haven't had a little drinky drink since the beginning of January. I might do it on my live stream this Tuesday. I don't know.
You shouldn't drink, Amber. Honestly, first of all, there's like several reasons, but first of all, I guarantee you that you have liver problems. I guarantee it. Second of all, your gallbladder, you have problems with that. Like, uh, third of all, you binge drink. Uh, the amount I've seen this girl like binge drink is bad. Fourth, you have said that you are using alcohol as a coping mechanism, and when you kind of realize that, it's like a pretty good idea that you should maybe stop and steer clear. And last, you are an addict. You come from a family of addicts, you have a food addiction. You need to be so careful with substances. but you're not. And genuinely, I think I, listen, I stopped drinking in November because I used to use it as a coping mechanism. I was having liver problems, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. My husband is sober too. He's been sober for over like a year, and that's like his choice. He didn't need to. He just decided one day that he didn't want to drink anymore. So I was like, you know what? It's no fun drinking alone, so I'm not going to either. And I haven't. And it's great. And it's really good for my liver, and I'm happy to have stopped. And I think that I have, like, my husband really didn't have reasons other than he just wanted to stop. I had reasons where I was like, I really shouldn't. So I am speaking of from a place of knowledge, and I think that it would be in her best interest to stop. And like I said, at her size, she definitely has liver problems.
I'm thinking about it, okay? It's not a promise.
All right, so that's it for that video. Whatever. Those are her responses to the Q&A. She's just okie dokie. So this is just like a little interlude. Now, Alexis, once again, because she needs to have some sort of attention on her when things are going crazy, she's like, let me come in and like siphon off of that because she is a leech. She came out with this voice note from Amber where Amber discusses that she has been in multiple relationships with married women. I'm sorry, Amber, you're a narcissist. Like, why would you do that? And then she has the audacity to be like, oh, they're cheating on me. You're the other woman. You're the one who they're cheating on with. Like, what? So, let's take a quick listen.
I don't know. After everything I've been through with Danielle and Erica, my advice is don't fuck with a bitch that's in a relationship. Because if she's cheating on her man just to flirt with you, then she's going to cheat on you with someone else. Like, I am never putting myself in that position again. So, friend to friend, bestie to bestie, girly pop to girly pop. Like, that's just a red flag right there.
I'm just looking at some of these comments. Spider to friend, friend to spider. And then isn't she like 34? Girls should know this. I'm 34. Like, okay, so here's the thing. Here's the tea. Um, she did this with she did this with Destiny. Destiny was with someone else when they were flirting with one another. Um, she did this with whoever this Danielle person is, and she did it with Erica. And now I don't know about Danielle, there's not too much about that, but Erica was a troll who got entrapped and then it ended up being 20 times messier. But Amber, for Christ's sake, you are old enough to know that you shouldn't be messing with other people's spouses or partners. What is wrong with you? But see, that's the narcissist in her. That's the narcissist thinking that she can take these partners. She can take them, no problem. She can take them. Yeah, definitely. Your girl? Oh, she'll take your girl. And the thing is, she was successful with Destiny, but I think Destiny's relationship was kind of like on the outs. But she wasn't with Danielle, apparently, and she wasn't with Erica. So, I don't know, girly pop. Maybe you should steer clear. Take your own advice, but who knows? She never does anything that's like in her best interest. She just does things impulsively. Um, so this is back with like Tommy kind of replying to people. Um, and it's partially like how people are saying that they really don't think that she's diagnosed with BPD because Tommy said that she can't say for certain that Amber was diagnosed with it, but that she had appointments and then canceled, which she has been doing forever. Um, Amber claims to have been diagnosed in 2023. okay, like, inky dokie, whatever you say, sis. Um, and then, talking about how she was basically manipulated throughout this, and that she thought she could handle it because she was a nurse. And in a psych, a nurse on a psych unit. Which I'm gonna say there is a huge difference between being in an environment around patients who are like psych patients and someone who is in your life that has a psychiatric disorder, because patients you can leave at the door when you go home. You don't have to think about them. You don't really have to worry about them with outside the confines of work. And don't take this as me saying you don't have to provide for them. You do. You absolutely have to worry about your patients when you're there, when you're caring for them, when you're actively a part of their care team. That is when you need to worry about them. But when you go home, that's different. You go home, then, you can kind of split yourself. It doesn't always work. Sometimes you bring work home with you, but that is sort of a boundary you can put up. When it comes to a partner or a family member, you can't leave them at the door. I mean, you could, I guess, but really, you're going to be thinking about them. They're someone you love, they're someone you care about. It's in the back of your mind no matter what. How are they doing? Are they coping well? Are they having a good day? These things, you're always thinking about them. But so when Emily says that she was hoping that her experience could aid in this relationship and understanding, I think it's different because one of them is a very clinical look and the other one is a very personal look. So it doesn't matter. You can be the most skilled physician, most skilled nurse, the most skilled counselor. It doesn't matter. If it's someone in your personal life, I think that is a big difference. So, but basically, it's just her saying that she felt manipulated, which that sucks, and I do feel bad about that. But I think the two of them were terrible for each other. It was a match made in hell, and I don't think that Emily really understood the depths of like girl world and how vicious some of it can be and how people can really just like they can find anything. Oh my god, they're sleuths, they're internet sleuths. So there was no real privacy. Okay, so now we're gonna look at Ambi's newest Instagram Q&A, which Despectful Moments, big, 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 huge thank you, thank you, thank you, shout out to for cutting out, because they said they cut out some of the like ass kissing answers. It's the same old shit where it's like, you're so beautiful, you're so strong, oh my god, you're the most amazing YouTuber, I wish that I was your bestie, DM me please, queen of Wipegate, like, whatever. So first one was, why did you block Zachary Michael again? And she said, he is obsessed with me. You're the one who DM'd him. Lest we forget, you're the one who put out the thing that was like, DM Zachary Michael, expect a video in 3, 2, 1. Like, you kept DMing him. Or, I'm sorry. I guess, well, I guess it goes by he, them, but I'm gonna use them because as a they, them person, I know I liked that. But so Zachary had told Amber, like, stop DMing me. I'm not going to answer you anymore. Like, this is it. And Amber does not listen to boundaries at all. So, what a shock. And I know that she had said, like, well, she might say it later. Well, Zachary, like, needs me and I don't need them and blah, blah, blah. But the truth of the matter is, Zachary has done different things with their channel and has also done other, like, covered other people and talked about their own life and whatnot. And Amber said something that was like really nasty about them, and I was like, all right, and this is like the narcissistic injury because Zach did not answer her and made a like parody video instead. So she's pissed. What do you think of Beck saying they're collabing with Destiny? I'm so sorry, girl. Literally don't care. They're so money hungry. Can't get views unless they talk about me. Sad, really. Well, no, that's not true. Because they were doing their own thing before this, like, and people went over to their channel and were subscribed, and then they took a break for their mental health, and they were working a concept you're unfamiliar with, Amber, but they were working, and then you decided to put their name back in your mouth and be disrespectful to them and dead name them and misgender them over and over and over again until they finally said, you know what, let me tell my side of the story. Hello? Once again, your fault, but you want to place the blame elsewhere. Okay, let's go crash out Lynn. Yay, we love mental health shaming over here. Shut up. Shut up. This is what pissed me off, okay? Because on my channel, I am trying very, very, very hard to not mental health shame and to bring to light that some of these disorders and some of the ones she claims to have are very misunderstood. BPD is a very misunderstood disorder, and the even the things she accuses people or people accuse her of having, like narcissistic personality disorder, and I'll even say histrionic personality disorder. Um, they're all disorders. They're all personality disorders, and I think that um, even though I think if you told someone they were narcissistic, or if you like, or like ASPD, that's antisocial personality disorder, used to be sociopathy. Um, like if you told someone they had ASPD, they would not care. It's like, okay. But I've heard people, like even therapists, say, oh, it's creepy, they're gross, like saying things like that about different disorders. And whilst you may have an individual experience with someone that is creepy or gross, I've had an individual who had narcissistic personality disorder that was very creepy, very awful to me, but does that mean I can make that generalization? No, it doesn't. So I try very hard on my channel not to. But what I really dislike is medical misinformation. It drives me insane. It's like one of my things where if someone says it, it like sets me off. So I think that Amberlynn does a big, huge disservice to the BPD community as a whole, to the mental health community as a whole, because she just does all the stereotypical things and she feeds into the stereotype and the stigma that comes with the different disorders that she claims to have. So it really pisses me off. And when she says things like, yay, we love mental health shaming over here, no, Amber, you are doing nothing to help yourself. You are just maybe starting DBT therapy. If you have known that you have had BPD since 2023, that is 2 years, or even I'll give you a year and a half, that you have known you've had this disorder where you should have tried to help yourself, but you have chosen not to, and you've decided to come on here and spread misinformation and show the worst parts of yourself. And that is what people attach to it. They say, oh my God, look at this person saying they have all 9 points of BPD. And then you attach your image to that diagnosis. That's not okay. That is not okay. You have done nothing to help anyone, including yourself. So for you to come on here and tell people that they're mental health shaming, especially since you are doing a disservice to neurodivergent people and especially people with BPD, no, you do not get to say that. Anyways, I don't care about her old vine. What does Mama Lynn think of everything that's happened to you over the past few weeks? She's sad and trying to get me out of the house and focus on things that make me happy. Nothing makes you happy, Amber. Nothing. Like food, maybe. But nothing makes you happy unless it is 100% what you want. Like, unless things are going 100% your way and you are getting exactly what you want and doing exactly what you want, then it doesn't matter. You are an unhappy person. Dude, please stop recording your crash outs. I mean this in an empathetic way. No, you don't. How can you tell that to someone? How can you tell that? Like, you don't know what their motive is behind this, their intentions are. Just because they're not kissing your ass and saying, "Oh my god, please, please give me more of your bullshit." Like, people have said this over and over again, and this is why you have lost audience members, why you have lost respect. It's because people try to talk to you. People who are in your audience try and talk to you about what they want to see or what they want to hear or what they don't want to see or hear. And you have done this forever where you say, "It's my channel. I can do what I want." And this is the same shit. Okay, who cares? Do you think Alexis wants revenge or do you think she just wants clout? Both, but mostly revenge. I'll give her this. I think it's both. I think Alexis is pissed. I think that Alexis, who is diagnosed with BPD, had Amber as her person, and Amber really slighted her. And I think this is sort of her way of getting back at Amber for that. Um, Again, Alexis is not a good representation of BPD because she is. I, I just think she's unstable and awful, and I don't think either of them are good representation. Let me just put that out there right now. I don't think that either of them are in a good place or healthy or have any sort of like successful therapy. Because if they did, this would not be happening. Joking about someone's cancer symptoms is vile. I'm so sorry, stay strong. And I love how Zachary Michael completely glossed over that in their new vlog video by saying Salty Crab did what she could. He is so lame. Okay, Salty Crab called you Raglan Bleed. I took that as a washcloth joke and a period joke because you're on your rag. That's your period. Everyone knows that. No one made a cancer joke. No one called you Cancerina. Like, let's pack it up, okay? Let's really, if you want to take it that way, that's your interpretation, but a lot of other people interpret it as a period joke, which I certainly did, and I also took it as a washcloth joke. Um, Zachary Michael's ex's friends started a GoFundMe to help them leave them, but they're perfect, right? Oof, he wanted out of there fast, huh? I get it. Breakups are rough. Don't even start because your exes couldn't wait to get away from you as soon as you stopped either providing. But I digress on that. But one of them, no more money, whatever, they took off. The other one was so heavily abused by you, they could not take off. So let's be honest, Amber. People are running away from you. Look at how many girlfriends have. Have you tried to reach out to Salty Crab over the Raglan situation? Sorry, I just saw the reply. I forgot about it, and this pisses me off too. Yes, but she's just as ableist as the rest of them. Shows how insecure she is, can't even show her face. Well, here's me showing my face, Amber, and saying that you have participated in ableism and ableist culture all the time. You've talked about other people's weight. You make a spectacle of yourself on scooters. You have taken scooters that are needed by the elderly, the disabled, and if you want to include yourself, like, you want to be disabled too so badly, you're one of them. So you and your friends, whilst I use friend loosely, a 15-year-old, I don't think can really be a friend with a 25-year-old, but you and your friends took scooters that are used for disabled, elderly, whatnot, and rode them all around until they died, until they or left them out in the street. Like, you want to talk about ableism, that is participating in ableist behaviors. You coming on here and spreading misinformation about different diagnoses is ableism, if you want to get down to the nitty gritty. For someone to say raglan bleed, which you decided to take down their video, so they had to do something. She had to do something. And what is the two things that are funny? You using washcloths for everything, and then period. Because being on your rag is a period joke. Oh my god, I know. Heavens to Betsy, whatever shall I do? But I don't want to talk about, like, I don't want to talk about this. This is ridiculous. Her saying that it's ableist. She's using buzzwords because she thinks that makes her sound smarter, but it doesn't. She's so dumb. Dumb as a box of rocks, and I can't get over it. All right. Uh, the whatever. Um, I don't know why I went off on that tangent because I think I was talking about Zachary's I was talking about Zachary's breakup, and I just got really mad at this again. Sorry. It seems like you're the one obsessed with Zachary Michael. Honey, do I have a YouTube channel that is strictly about him? I think not. Well, they don't have one that's strictly about you either. So, I mean, just because you decide to, like, parade yourself in front of the camera all the time and make a spectacle of everything you do and are an absolute train wreck, sorry, that's on you. If you don't like Zachary Michael, why on earth would you DM them? If Zachary Michael doesn't like me, why on earth would they base their whole income off of me? That is the question we should be asking. Shut up, Amber. Like, they are not doing that. And you know what? You owe them because people go to see your nonsense and your crash outs because of reaction channels. Literally, how do people even think the obsession is mutual? Every single video is about you. Do they even look past this, or do they just like read Amberlynn Reid and they're like, oh, oh, there it is, there it is? But they do videos, like their own vlogs, they do things on Foodie Beauty, they have done multiple things on other people. So, okay, whatever. I don't care what you have to say. And I don't care about people DMing you. See, there's the thing where it's like, ooh, look how many people want me. Don't you feel jealous, Emily? Why are you attempting to shit stir? I guess you're bored. Zachary Michael is clearly one step ahead of you. He's two steps behind me. He needs my video or DMs or drama or anything to upload. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. This is all. Okay. I literally just had like indigestion because I'm thinking about this. These are all about Zachary Michael. So you chose to answer these, Amber. You didn't have to. You could have answered one and been done with it, but you chose to answer all of these. Like, how are you not obsessed with ZM when you message him constantly without them responding to you? They only stopped responding to me because their audience is getting mad at them. They literally can't think for themselves. That's so not true. The audience was trying to tell Zach to like you say, protect their peace and not message you anymore because it was obvious that you were using them for what you needed. And you were trying to get them to talk shit about other people like Jordy. That's why. Why are you saying salty crab is ableist over the raglan? Can you explain why do you think that? I bled to my cancer. I used a rag because I couldn't use a pad. No one knew that, okay? Like, people knew you free bled, but no one knew you used a rag. Um, if the rag thing is about the recent rumor, that's also ableist as fuck. Amber, you put a washcloth, your roommate's deceased mother's washcloth on the edge of the sink and scooped it out. Where's the disconnect here? If you want to do that to your own washcloths, whatever. Wash them yourself. But you also didn't do that. You had Beck do that. The rumor The rumor. I don't think so, sis. We're not doing that. Because every time there's a rumor about you, it comes out that it was true or worse. No matter which way you slice it, making fun of me, someone's health, body, mobility issues. There are many people who are your size or larger, Ambi, who have not used their roommates' deceased mother's washcloths and then threw them out to clean themselves. If we want to go tit for tat, it's ableist of you to imply that. It's ableist of you to say that people who are your size or bigger cannot do things for themselves when I've seen it. Okay? Pisses me off that people are missing that MPD and BPD are both cluster B disorders. Okay, I will tell you what that means. So there are personality disorders, right? They're in clusters, cluster A, cluster B, cluster C. And the different clusters just mean that they share traits. They share similar traits. So like I think cluster A is a lot of like paranoid personality disorders, things of that nature. Cluster B has to do with these types of disorders, so narcissistic, borderline, histrionic. Those are all in cluster B. So they all share similarities. That's why they're in clusters. Um, this person is basically saying that they look very similar, which they do. They overlap. That's why sometimes there's misdiagnoses, or you can have multiple diagnoses. Uh, yeah, I still don't think that Amber is borderline, especially since I know that a lot of people with borderline have dissociative episodes, and she has never discussed that, and I know she would have because those are scary. Let's see. Yes, look similar from afar. Listen, I've said multiple times. Who knows if I'm narcissistic? Okay, you've said that people have said, okay, I've had multiple professionals tell me I'm not a narcissist. I will be talking to my therapist about it soon because it's been bothering me. If I am one, I want to fix that. Okay, so here's the thing. Narcissistic personality disorder is sometimes hard to diagnose because narcissists are good at masking. So they're very good at making themselves look a certain way. But it'll come out maybe in DBT because DBT is different than CBT. Um, and I believe DBT is used for narcissistic personality disorder. Maybe it'll come out and maybe it won't. But I truly think with the amount of injury she gets to herself over everything, nothing is her fault ever. She has to control every situation. She is very manipulative. I would say that she does, like, in my opinion, she falls under it. I'm not a professional though, so who knows? Oh, God. So this is the final part. I know this is a very long video, but I'm a yapper. What can I say? Sorry. Um, I didn't think it was right for people to bully you, and I also don't agree with your every action. Is that okay? Absolutely. I don't agree with all my actions either. I guess that's just being human. Oh, God. Amber, you think that every action you do is righteous and is something that has an excuse. Every time you say, I take accountability, I said it in a comment before. It is literally the same vibe that you get from watching The Office when Michael Scott comes out and he's like, I declare bankruptcy! Like, that's you. That's you. That's you with accountability. Like, you come out and you're like, I am accountable! Like, hello? It's not how it works. You think that everything you do is right and that you've done nothing wrong and that everyone else is out to get you and that everyone else is the harmful person or the harmful party. Like, it's enough. MPD queen, maybe, but we really should stop all the mental health shaming. It's kind of gross. Bye. I can't get up from this. Bye. 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 I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I just knock it off, Amber. Honestly, you are driving me insane. The mental health shaming, you have done nothing for the mental health community. I promise you that. You have done absolutely nothing to help us at all. You, like, truly. You're. We don't need your saving. Thank you very much. Why do you keep saying you have BPD when you've never been diagnosed? I was diagnosed in 2023. And you've done nothing for it until this very moment. When now you can be like, oh my God, look at me with my workbooks and my this and my that and my extreme BPD. Okay. You do know that having a period is also called being on the rag, right? It wasn't a period. I had cancer that you didn't know about for a long time, and then that you blamed Beck about because Beck didn't take it seriously enough. You didn't take it. Take responsibility for your own body with its physical health and your mental health. Okay. Are journalists obsessed with celebrities? Does one journalist have a whole magazine on just one celebrity? Does one journalist write about every single tiny thing that one celebrity does? I didn't think. Yes, they do. Are you kidding me? Are you joking? You've never looked at some of these things? Some of them have, like, favorite celebrities. They love talking about certain celebrities all the time. And the thing is, like, every little thing they do, they literally break down every single thing that celebrities do. But I digress. At least celebrities are somewhat interesting. The way Snowflake talks about your Gio, sorry, is so vile. I can't believe anyone stands behind him. I'm so sorry. I'll leave this here. Amber, the problem is you don't have a good track record with that. You have a bad track record with lying about the things that happened to you. And if this did happen to you, I'm sorry. That is horrendous, and I understand how traumatizing it can be. I I understand that it is a life altering thing that happens. But the problem is, you have lied about it in the past, and you have lied about partners in the past, and you lied about Mr. Snowflake too. So when you lie and lie and lie about a very serious allegation over and over and over again, it does lose its validity when you say it. It does lose something when you say it. And that's unfortunate if it happened. But you have lost credibility because of how many times you have lied about it. And it also makes things much harder for people like me who have gone through similar situations. I'm not saying CSA, but I am saying that I've been through an assault. And it is endlessly frustrating when people lie about it because it makes things much harder for people who go through it. How are you able to keep calm during all the drama? I'm not that calm. Probably calmer than the average, but I don't know. Maybe because my life has always been chaos. It's the only thing I knew as a child. She's so dramatic. That's the other thing too. It's like drama, drama, drama. It's always drama with her. Every little thing is the most extreme. Is the worst thing that has ever happened. And I don't think she's calm. She is spiraling. I just think that, like, people are mistaking this stuff as being calm, but she's really, like, out of control. Uh, I'm old. I was a psychologist for 17 years. Narcissists won't even question if they are one. This confuses me even more. Yes and no. I mean, here's the thing. A narcissist would probably just be like, okay. But if this is shown in, like, a poor light, then they will mask. And if so the thing is Amber is not being diagnosed. So maybe perhaps if she was diagnosed this would be different, where it's like a professional telling her and then she could use it as an excuse. But the thing is people are pointing at her and saying you are exhibiting narcissistic traits and behaviors, and you're acting like a narcissist, and it's really disconcerting, and it's affecting your relationships, and it's affecting the people around you, and you don't care because you're narcissistic. And she's taking this as an attack. It's an attack on her. So instead of looking at the things she's done and saying, where have I gone wrong? What have I done wrong? How can I fix these things? How can I get therapy to help me with coping mechanisms? She's taking it as an attack, which I think if someone called me a narcissist, like if I was called a narcissist, I would be like, okay, maybe I have tendencies. I think everyone has like some tendencies for it, but I don't think I would freak out the way she does. She absolutely cannot stand it because it's an attack on her and it's an attack on who she is as a person. And if she is not perceived as beautiful, gorgeous, perfect, strong, amazing, inspiring, blah, like then it's an attack on her. She's she's the most perfect friend, the most perfect daughter, the most perfect pet owner, the most perfect YouTuber. She's the best person. She's like the greatest person, the most generous. She would give you the shirt off her back. These are all the things she thinks about herself and she says about herself. So when someone comes through and says, "You are not like that. You're mean, you're rude, you're disrespectful, you're a liar, you're manipulative, and you've caused me harm," that's an attack on her. So she is not going to like that. And she is going to come at it full force and say, "Well, you did this and you did that, and look at all these things you did," like she did with Beck, like she did with Destiny, like she's gonna do with Tommy, I am sure. But that, I don't really know. Like I said, I'm not a professional in this. I just have a fascination with psychology. And I think that her coming on here and saying these things is, I think, let me try and gather my thoughts. I think that she is narcissistic. And whether that is the personality disorder or just lots and lots of tendencies, which you can have narcissistic traits and tendencies without being diagnosed with the full disorder. I don't know, but she definitely has tons of narcissistic traits. And I think that her coming on here and talking about um, ableism and shaming mental health and whatnot is extremely disingenuous and really pisses me off. Like I said, as someone who's part of the neurodivergent community, as someone who's interested in psychology, uh, it really irks me that she's coming on here and talking like that when she has done nothing but participate in mental health shaming, like she's done with Destiny's Family, like she's done with Beck. It, it just really, really, really gets to me. So, anyways, that is definitely a long enough video for today. I just wanted to go over it because I couldn't believe the amount that one she talked about Zachary Michael. Like, holy shit! I stopped talking about it because I was like, that is so enough. I don't care. Like, Zach has made their stand, and they do not want to talk to you, and you disrespect their boundary all the time. So I was just shocked by that, and I was also really pissed off about the whole mental health comments that she was making. It just really irritated me. It got to me. I was like, ugh. I was like, I have to talk about it, or else I'm going to explode. Like, I couldn't, I couldn't deal with it. Anyways, that's enough yapping for me for today. If you have any suggestions, please tell me them. I am so interested to know. My YouTube is now over 200 subscribers. Thank you very, very much for that. I appreciate it. I'm trying to hit 500 by the end of the year. I'm trying to get this bag, okay? But anyways, that's enough for me, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.